is a really cool Mead Making Kit, which is a honey wine kit. They call it Nectar of the Gods. And it's perhaps the original fermented beverage, predating both wine and beer. And it was sipped by the ancient Greek gods. So we have a funnel, some tubing, we have stoppers, some other tools here. I'm gonna set out all of the things. It comes with a really nice guide that we're going to walk through. And we also have sanitization, other ingredients. And of course, if you ever would have questions, not only could you email us, but they also have a support card that you can reach out as well. So let's get started. Proper sanitization is the most important step of the mead making process. Yeast is the only organism you want coming in contact with your mead because any other bacteria will quickly spread, and that can make the mead undrinkable. So here you see we went ahead and used half of the sanitization packet and filled it up in here. This sat for 60 seconds, and then I poured the same water into this bucket and sanitized the rest of the tools. This will sit for 60 seconds, and then we'll let everything air dry and we can begin the process. All right, so everything is pretty well air dried now. The first thing that we're going to do is you do need a gallon of spring water, and we're only gonna put in half of the gallon for the first go here. So we're gonna pour about half of it in, and we're gonna use the funnel. And this just really helps keep it all from spilling everywhere. Maybe just a little bit more. All right, we got half in. Now, I'm gonna take the funnel off because we don't want the honey just dripping in through the funnel. I'm gonna pour, we need about 2.5 pounds of honey. And since a pint is about a pound, but is a little bit over the limit, this is about all you'll need. Some people use 2 pints and a half pint, but we're just gonna use 2 pints here. You can use spring flow, summer flow, fall flow. I'm using fall flow because I like the earthiness and I think it ferments really well. So I'm gonna pour about 1/3 of this entire amount. So that's gonna be about 2/3 of this jar. All right, once you have about that much poured in from your first jar, you're gonna take your stopper, you're gonna put it in, and you're gonna plug it with your thumb. And then you're gonna take a hold of the gallon and just kind of swirl it around, making sure that all that honey gets dissolved before adding anything else in. Okay, so that's pretty well dissolved. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep on adding honey, about 1/3 of the entire amount each time. And again, each time that you do, you're going to plug the top in the same fashion, and you're gonna swirl it around. So we'll let this honey go in, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more from the other jar. All right, we have all the honey inside, and it has been shaken. As you can see, it's very bubbly. So the next step before we add any more spring water is to add the entire packet of the yeast. The day one, you're gonna add the whole thing into it, and we're gonna shake it around to dissolve this as well. The rest of the yeast will be used on day 2 and on day 5. And it does smell very, very strong. And this is completely normal for it to smell that strong. So we're gonna plug up the stopper again, hold it the same way, and shake to dissolve. All right, so the day 1 yeast packet has already been dissolved now. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill it up to right about here with the rest of our water. And then we are gonna put this packet in before we add a car stopper. Put the funnel on. And there we go, filling it right above that line. And then we're gonna cut this open and we'll add it to the top. Okay, and then we're gonna assemble the car stop, and I just plug the bottom with my finger here. And I'm gonna fill it up. There's like a little fill line that you can see on here, right there it is. So we got that filled up. We're gonna put the lid on. And then we are going to put this right into the stopper. And there we have it. All right, so now that we have all of those things done, we are going to set an alarm for 24 hours. And that's when we're gonna need to add our day 2. And then we'll just continue to follow these instructions in the packet, and we will pick up for part 2 when we're ready for the rest. See you again on part 2. Okay, so now we're at day 30. Well, actually, we're pretty much at like day 35. We're a little bit later, but that's okay because you don't have to bottle it right at day 30. You can bottle it anytime from 30 and beyond. It'll still make it get more flavorful the longer that you wait. So we're at day 35, and right now I've got my carboy on a high surface. We got it on our island here. I put in the cane and I attached the tubing to it after I took off the car lock. And so we're gonna work on a siphoning method into the bottles. Okay, so we're siphoning into the bottle. It's filling up, and I got a bowl here just in case. We want to keep it nice and low. It's gonna come out pretty quickly. All right, so we got one. And then you just sort of clamp it with the clamp that it comes with. So there's one bottle, and we're gonna do the other 2 here.